Ladies and gentlemen, members and friends, I'm back at Whisky Alement with Lachlan, the bar manager here, exploring whiskey, talking about what's coming up at the bar. Thank you again.
No, my pleasure.
We were just having a bit of a laugh at, it doesn't matter which angle we put this bottle at to do the reveal, it's pretty obvious what it's going to be. So I'm just going to spin it around now. There we go. And we'll show it off properly this time. G9.3. Now, let's just recap on what we've been doing here. Along with the full Outturn each month, you've been getting a bottle out of the Society archive upstairs here and putting it on with the Outturn. How's that been received so far the last couple of months?
Incredibly so. The last bottle we had was the Lafroig, the 29.260, and then before that was the 30.94, the riding a duck bareback up Mount Etna.
Yeah, that's where we started, wasn't it, with that one?
Yeah. And that bottle vanished almost immediately.
It
was so well received, and it's a bit of an anomaly in the Society annals. And
it was like 66% sherry cask. And ridiculous name.
And people loved it. We still get asked for it every day on the bar.
That's amazing. Yeah. I'm so glad it was so well received. We're taking a bit of a left turn with this one. Do you want to open this one up and pour us a dram?
Absolutely.
So what have we got here? It's a G code. So we have a different coding system for our non-single malts. The single malts go by the numerical system that we all know and love. But we use sort of A for Armagnac, B for bourbon, C for cognac, RW for rye, GN for gin,
R for rum.
R for rum, yes. But we also use G for grain whiskey. And that's a whiskey that's not entirely a malt whiskey, but is using grains other than malted barley, like wheat or corn. So this is a very unusual kind of whiskey because it's from a distillery that we both know and love.
I'm obsessed with it.
He is obsessed with this distillery, and we've only seen 3 ever casks from this particular grain of their sort of distillery. So juicy oak and vanilla flavour profile. I'm actually really excited to talk about grain whiskey for a second with you here. Grain whiskey is the underrated, underappreciated sort of, I guess, side channel to the whiskey world.
Well, it's also it's so funny that it is underappreciated because it is the bedrock of Scotch whiskey as well. It's what allowed Scotch whiskey to come to the forefront in the spirit world, and allowed blenders like Chivas and Walker, and
we wouldn't have them today if it wasn't for this innovation in grain.
Yeah, and that all started in the 1830s with Aeneas Coffee.
What a guy. So that's where the origins of the coffee still, spelt with an EY at the end, not EE. Nothing to do with coffee as in the drink.
No.
And I think people often write off grain whiskey as perhaps being lesser or less interesting than malt whiskey, and I think that's a complete disservice in itself as well.
Absolutely. And over the last couple of months, we've seen some incredible grain whiskies come across the bar downstairs where they've, even some from this distillery, they've showcased this style of spirit so incredibly, where you can actually get this incredible breadth of flavour off these stills that are designed to produce a highly refined spirit. And we've seen some incredible examples of that from Invergordon, from this distillery as well. And
now this is a wheat whiskey. This is an organic wheat.
Yes, it is.
So it's organic wheat distilled through a column still at distillery 112 or 122 or 135. We've actually got 5 codes in the Society system for this distillery, such as the diversity of their distillation.
13 different styles of spirit.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've had an opportunity to tour this distillery in 2019, and it's like being a kid in a candy shop walking around that place.
I spent 4 hours just belligerently asking questions, trying to understand the process. It's all that coconut husk and vanilla from the oak itself, and then
that's far thicker than I was expecting. Grain whiskies can sometimes come across a bit sort of thinner on the mouthfeel, but that's quite thick.
It's got this very white, like sugar syrupy kind of texture to it.
62.6%, it's up there. It's a second fill 16-year-old in the juicy oak and vanilla. So along with the full June Outturn, that's also going to be on the bar with June Outturn. So a bit of an archive release, a bit of a taste through the historical aspect of that cask, and I encourage you as members to come visit Whisky Alement. Even if you're not a member and you're watching this video and you want to learn more about whiskey, I can't think of a better bar in Australia to do so. Not to blow too much smoke up your ass, you know how it is.
No,
but it's well worth visiting, because it's the selection of whiskey and the knowledge behind the bar is honestly second to none. So drop in Wednesday to Sunday and grab a dram of G9.3. Thank you, Lachlan, for cracking this open.
Slanche
Bar.